they're going to end up working their ass off to achieve the same amount of gross profit. Gross profit is the engine room of your business. And the reason I say that is because, well, one, it covers those fixed overhead costs in your business, the ones that even if the work dried up tomorrow, you'd still have to pay. That's things like accounting and legal, subscriptions, rent, insurance, all the things that would continue on even if you didn't sell anything. And it's also, number two, what gives you a return in pre-tax profit. And that's what you're doing all this work for, taking all this risk on for, and going into business for, is to make that pre-tax profit at the end of the day for yourself. Now, the big question is, well, how do you actually improve your gross profit? Well, at the end of the day, there's only two ways. The first way is through more volume. The second way is through better margin. They're the only two variables that you have to play with to improve your gross margin. Now, if you're a profit-driven contractor, your focus is largely going to be on margin, playing the game of margin, because that's where you can get the biggest wins. If you can maintain the same volume or increase your volume a little bit, but make the big gains and the big wins in margin, then your efforts to actually achieve the gross profit that you need to cover your fixed costs and give you the return that you want is going to be a lot easier versus the volume-driven contractor who's focused on, no, I'm going to maintain my margin, but focus on bringing in more and more work. They're going to end up working their ass off to achieve the same amount of gross profit. Not to mention the fact that they're actually making their life harder, because with increase in volume tends to come increase in cost through more labor, more fixed overhead cost that has to come in and support that extra labor and extra volume. That's why we recommend always prioritizing margin first. Play the game of margins and work to improve your gross profit that way, and make sure you're making the most profit you can per job rather than only maintaining the same margin and just increasing volume.